Sound speed, everything synced up. Time to go!
Time to go!
Let's do it!
Yeah!
Whoops. Cool. Welcome to cooking. What is it? I'm just gonna make some sandwiches today. So we're gonna need lettuce, cucumber. My wife, Kimberly, she wanted a Quiznos style sub sandwich with like mushrooms and guacamole. Mushrooms, turkey breast, big old block of cheese. Ooh. Yep. Salami, provolone, and a drink for me. All right, bread.
Let me get this back. I probably...
Get some softened butter as well, because we're gonna butter the bread and toast it. Kimberly is making some sourdough over here. Yes! Perfectly ripe avocado. Tomato. You gotta get organized. You gotta try and get, so it'll be all like, so yeah, so all the veggies we'll put over here. Put the meats and the cheeses next to the bread. That, this, there, boom, that. Awesome.
It's so organized, I love it.
Much better. Let's peel the cucumber first, because I don't want any skin. Oh, first things first. Wash our hands.
Wash them.
Okay. Peeling. Do we have some kind of... I don't like peeling because I feel like I'm always gonna like cut my fingers. Like I'm gonna catch like the back of my knuckle and just immediately lose some of my epidermis. Of all your dermises, your epidermis is your most important. I think there are several dermises. So how do I want to cut these? Let's cut the ends off. I like to keep all of the trash in like one area. Boom, boom. You really want to hold the knife up against the back of your hand, up the back of your knuckle right there, and keep your knuckle kind of tight in like that while you slice. And protect your hand. Ooh, got a roller. And then I like to put like all my chopped ingredients all on one plate. All right. Cucumber, good to go. Let's go with the lettuce. More trash, put it all over there. Sometimes I don't like the most outer leaf usually is kind of wilty. So I just want to get rid of that one. There's some crunch in there still, that's all right. Get the wiltness out of there, you know? You want to rinse off your head of lettuce. And then this one's kind of just falling off. Should we save it? Get rid of it. Don't need that much. Just gonna chop out that little section right there in a little diamond shape, maybe. Freeform it. Who knows? Pull that out because none of that's really tasty. You got to think about like how things are gonna feel when people eat them. I go around. Like some crunch, you know. I'm gonna cut this in half. If you have a mandolin, one of those like slider things where you put the lettuce on and like set the depth, that'd be fun. But we don't have one of those. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do nice shreds right here, really thin. The sharper your knife, the better. This knife isn't that sharp. I got a new knife coming in. Oh boy, it's gonna be good. This knife is gonna have to get us where we're going. So skinny, little, we're going for shreds. Be real careful, don't get too confident. I cut myself every once in a while just because I'm going like too fast or something like that. That's what we're looking for. Nice shred. Shred! Do we need this? We can save it. If we need more, we can shred more. That's the thing, right? Let the air out. I always try and do that with bags. I try and let the air out as much as possible. Because like air is like this, it's gonna make your stuff go bad. I want to like vacuum seal it. If we had a vacuum sealer, that'd be cool. But in lieu of a vacuum sealer, we have this. But then my mouth has been on this bag, so whatever. Who knows? Let's wash our hands. Okay, lettuce is chopped. Cucumbers are chopped. Tomato, you next. Rinse it off, get these stickers. I wish they wouldn't have stickers on the tomatoes. It's so annoying because you have to peel them off and sometimes kids just stick them on the floor. We want thin slices of tomato. We're making a sandwich, we're gonna stack it, and you gotta think about the stack of your sandwich when you make it. Think about like the different textures and how they layer together. So you're thinking about the mouthfeel of that sandwich, but you're also gonna be thinking about how the sandwich comes together in your hands and how it's not going to slip all over the place if you put the right ingredients right next to each other. So we're going to do is thin slice of tomato. How do we want to cut it? Do we want to just big old rounds? We got to think about our bread. Let's think about our bread. So this tomato is about that big, so we could do just like slices and like do 2 slices per Sammy there. So we'll do that. Top off because nobody wants that. And I go real thin. Again, the sharper your knife, the easier this is. When you're cutting, you really want to like, it's not about pressing down, it's really about kind of sawing and letting the blade kind of run over the tomato like that. You know, tomatoes are one of the hardest things to cut. Usually people use like kind of a serrated knife to cut through that tomato skin. But if you have a nice sharp chef knife, it'll do it for you. Ooh, that tomato is nice. It's like sweet, delicious. Mushrooms. There's a debate about mushroom rinsing. If you rinse them, do they take on moisture and therefore like not get as much caramelization on the mushroom? But this is only if you're really cooking them though. You should rinse them, I think, if you're gonna eat them raw, for sure. Rinse your mushrooms, it's fine. A bowl. Mushrooms, you could do, I like to keep the stem on because that's what a mushroom looks like. You know, you get that nice like cartoonish looking kind of mushroom slice. When you have the top like that, that'll be easier because you just hold the tippity top. You notice most of my slices, tomatoes and the cucumber and the lettuce and the mushroom, all are pretty similar in thickness. That way, like I said, it's a more pleasant mouth feel when you're biting into it. Isn't it supposed to be like that there? However you think it looks best. I don't want to question the camera person and what they're doing, you know. I got my job to do. I'm gonna cook, I'm gonna make a sandwich. You do your job, I guess, okay? I'm just gonna let you do what you're gonna do. We're gonna see how it goes in the editing room. Avocado. See, I'm doing this because like we are having a lot of people are gonna be able to grab their bread, grab their stuff, put it all together and all that kind of stuff. Otherwise I would just, you know, I mean, maybe I'd still do this for myself. I was just making, I would still do all the prep work and everything. Avocado. This feels very nice. You want to be able to press in like just a little bit and feel a little bit of give, and that's good enough. There's tons of people like just like shove their thumb in and see like, oh, let's see how soft it is. You don't need to do that at all. All you got to do is just kind of press a little bit on the outside. If there's a little bit of give, you're golden. So I guess we're doing avocado and guacamole, maybe. It depends on what Kimberly wants. And then you use the blade, kind of tap it into the seed. Then you give it a twist like that, and then it'll pop right out just like that. Really great. And then to let it go, you want to make sure you pinch right here like that so your fingers aren't anywhere near the blade. Safety is the name of the game. Then what I did is I cut it in half and I cut it in half again, otherwise known as quarters. I'm gonna peel the skin just like that. You just grab the edge, peel it right off. If it's too ripe, it'll kind of get a little mushy like it is right there. But that's all right, you know. Those little black spots are just bruises. It's not a big deal. It's not gonna hurt you. You'll be fine. And just cut some slices. Avocado. Whoop. And what you can do is give it a little push, flare it out a little bit, and just be like, oh, here's your avocado there, pal. Oh, onion. Onion. So cut off, and then just for sake of it, cut off the other end. If you put your onions in the fridge, it'll cut down on that like crying onion thing that we're probably gonna be experiencing in just about a minute. What can also help you with onions is if your knife is sharp. The sharper your knife, it's gonna cut through those onion membranes that release that gas quickly and not rupture as much or whatever, so it's gonna be better for you. You can be able to get through cutting it faster. Beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous. I prefer actually to cut in half again and then do slices this way, so you're gonna have just like strings of onion. I wanna go kind of thin. You don't want just like a big old chunk of onion. Maybe you do, that's up to you. Oh, I'm starting to feel the onion in my eyes. Get through it, let's get through it. Let's get through it, we got it, come on. Now see, this is where you can start messing up and you start cutting yourself. And you know what, when you get to the end there, don't try and cut that. Get past it, move along, okay? Oh yeah, I don't know if wafting helps, if you just waft the gas away, the onion gas, or is that just spreading it around? Back in there, got water in our eyes, it's all right. Safety's the name of the game. Let's not cut ourselves, please. I think that's enough, yeah. Definitely should have refrigerated those onions. This trash can with the remote lid, let me tell you, the sensor lid, really helpful. Okay. I think we're all right. Lovely. Now what? Are there any other veggies that go on this thing? We could put some bell pepper on the sandwich, but Kimberly's not that big a fan of that. All right, so let's grill our sandwich bread. Let's do it. Do it. Do it. Over here and over there. So I'm gonna go with like a medium high heat. I've already got softened butter. It's gonna make things so much easier. Put your butter in a container, put it on the counter, and you're good to go. These look like they're like half cut. Annoying. Okay. Then my favorite way to butter bread is a spatula, because it really covers everything really well. You don't want to like really, you want to go nuts, but you want to make sure everything's covered. Butter is your friend. Make anything better? Put some butter on it. Butter is going to impart some flavor to that bread. The grilling of the bread is going to impart some flavor too. Nice caramelization. Looking for a golden brown on there so it can, that's like the best, that's the thing. These little tricks you got to remember, you know, it's like the whole golden brown thing. When something's golden brown, if you're baking it or you're frying it, toasting it, that's what you're looking for. Some might say that I'm slathering. I don't think I'm slathering. I don't think this is too much. I think this is the right amount. Our pan is hot. Let's finish toasting these buns. Finish toasting them up. When we put these on the grill, we want to kind of press down a little bit to get all that surface area. Press them down, make sure there's full contact on that grill there. Got our toasted breads ready to be plated up. I suppose we could start assembly of a sandwich, right? Mayo, mustard, pickles, more fixings, kosher salt, fresh ground black pepper, some basil. What else? I think we just make the sandwich now, right? Let's make a sandwich. Toasted sandwich roll. Thin layer of mayo. Oh, we're also gonna need red wine vinegar, where are you? And olive oil. Big old boy. You just scoop some mayo out of the jar with the knife and you put it on your bread. There's crumbs on the knife now. Don't you put that knife back in that. You can have a separate spoon where you scoop out the mayo and you put it on the bread. You don't have to put the knife back in there because you got crumbs on that. You don't want to scrape it off the side because then you're putting crumbs back in the mayo. You want pure mayo in the jar. It's easy. Just do it. All right? Feel me? Now what I like to do at this point is do a pickle. We're down to the last here, so I'm going to de-juice the whole jar. So I like to make it to where there's like essentially a bite of pickle in every bite. The pickle juice kind of like melds with the mayo a little bit, makes like a little better sauce. So you got to think about texture again, because it's about how it's all coming together. I'm gonna put lettuce on the top side. This is gonna do, it's gonna give you a crunch, but it's also all the like tangled lettuce. It's a flavor capture device. Let's go tomatoes on top of the pickle, sure, and then the onion. There's not like a set way. I'm sure there's people who think there's a set way of doing it. It just means think about it. Think about how you're gonna stack your sandwich, what pieces are gonna slide up against each other. Like obviously your avocado slices are slippery, you know, so you're gonna have to watch them. Watch where you put them in the sandwich. All right, so I got pickle, tomato, onion. Okay, you notice I haven't put any mustard on yet because we're gonna put the mustard on top of the onion and tomato because we're building layers here. We're building layers of flavor. Just a little bit of salt, a little bit of fresh ground pepper. Throw down some nice cucumbers. I like veggies on my sandwich, you know? It's good stuff. Probably only one slice of provolone. Throw that on there, cut it in half. Bam! Cheese on this side, cheese right here. We'll do the cheese in a second. Let's go with some of our turkey. I had ordered roast beef, turkey, and salami, but they didn't have any roast beef. So we're gonna make do. Do a little layer action right there with just one slice. I'm gonna put one more slice on the other. The layers are nice, you wanna put them together. You don't want just like a flat slice on there. You want to layer them up because that gives it some more texture. You got to think about, once again, that mouthfeel. I'm going to go 2 pieces of salami and a piece of the provolone right on top. I'm going to go some olive oil on the lettuce. Nice. And some red wine vinegar on the lettuce as well. Oh, avocado. Come on there. There we go. The lettuce is going to keep the avocado from sliding around because it's nice and rough. It's going to kind of bridge that texture gap between the lettuce and the cheese and the meat. It's a little bit of little basil. You could do some herbs, a little basil, a little oregano, a little rosemary if you want to throw that on there. It just adds another layer of flavor. Get! There we go. Just a little. Boom. All right. A little bit of that. There we go. Okay. All right, pal. Ah, there it is. That. Fresh cracked pepper. A little salt. How we want to do this? Do this action right here. Boom. And then let's cut it in half and take a bite. Whenever you cut something, you want to try and put like a little bit of a spin on it, like this right here. You could just cut it right in half, but instead put a little angle on it, you know? It's fun. And then let's take a bite. Let's see how it goes. See, I used to pile up like tons and tons of meat on my sandwiches and stuff until I realized it's all about balance. Balancing the acid and the fat, the protein, you know, all those different things in there that really just make a really good bite. And that right there is just perfect. All right, well, I got 5 more sandwiches to make. Thank you very much.